Alright. Okay, we can get started. I thought I had the other channels updated. Pretty sure. Pretty sure they both contain links to the current channel. Let me see here. I'll do that after the stream. I do need to... Hello! Greetings, Scar. Game development. Relativity. Game development. Alright, let me just update the channel title and the, hold on a second. Actually, both of those other channels are updated. So, we'll see. Well, yeah, we had to change the, kind of timing of the stream. There was this massive thunderstorm in Chicago a little earlier, and I got delayed because of it. But anyway, let me just go ahead and post on Twitter, let everyone know that we are now live. Let's see, I think today we're going to be working on some gameplay. And then I will attach a picture. I think this one is a good one. Okay, so I think today what we're going to be doing is actually going over a lot of the latest changes that Chris has implemented, which a lot of it has to do with the water and interlockable systems. Yes, it is no longer XCOM. I believe it should be updated. My XCOM stream did not go very well. David Kilmer was there to witness. It was sort of one of the few moments where the game crashing and ending sort of saved me. Although I guess I probably would have kept the save. Alright. So... these are not the interlockable areas I'm looking for. Okay, so it does seem like all of these have been redone, so we're gonna go through them and do this again. Interlockable, where the hell are they? Okay, so this is some of the new stuff that Chris has added. So actually one of the things that it does is you can see that the arrows actually will align themselves accordingly, which is, so I don't actually think I will have the shape ever be in this position, but it is sort of a really, really helpful option. Hey, Tay Warm, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Yes, greetings, Score. Often, sometimes the chat becomes David, Kilmer, and Main GI talking about optimization of Logic Box or Infinite Factory. Chris also fixed the water stuff, so we'll actually start working on that. Anyway, there is a lot of stuff to work on today, so we will go ahead and all right, let's start with the water. So it does seem like I am having some frame rate issues, but I'm gonna venture to guess that it has something to do with the interlockable. Let's disable that and see. Yeah, I don't know what a Bannerino is. I don't think I'm going to click on that link. Ugh, what is up with this frame rate? I think we might just have actually too much stuff going on in this scene. Let's bring down the number of repetitions. Okay, that seems to be a lot better. And, well, first of all, we need to find the source of blue water. Alright, so we know, so blue water is coming from there. Where is our player controller? Right. We had the player behind a giant wall, which is why I couldn't see anything. But okay, so we want to start testing for all the different color waters. So if this is blue water, we know that it's going to move forward. We can see from the white arrow that it is pointing in this direction, so we know that it's going to go this way and then probably come down. There's also this problem where sometimes the these meshes, the renders, will disappear inside the render. It's a little annoying. I don't know if you just blinked away there for a second. Okay, and we've got, are these actually just boxes? Okay, so these are just boxes lying around. Here's a tree. Here's just a normal tree with fruit growing on it. This is supposed to be a tree that is going to grow. Okay, this is actually going to grow into a, yeah. So there we should have, this should grow into a tree. This should grow into a tree as well. Alright, so we've got, Alright, let's take a look at this blue water. Let's see what the problem with it now. Okay, so blue water is working. We have blue water coming down here. Oh, right now we can also switch between opaque and transparent. Anyway, this looks fine. So we have this water. It comes down here. You know what? Let's go back and make the. Let's bring this down to 1 unit each again. Because basically a 2x2 when it's 2, 2, 2 there, that means we're actually working on a 5x5x5 grid. Whereas 1, 1, 1, that means we're working on a 3x3x3 grid. So that's actually. So it's 27 versus 125. So it's a pretty significant difference in performance and how much we have to render. Right. So, okay, you know what? That the water mesh should not have. The water mesh should not have shadows. Anyway, Chris just sent me some stuff with the new versions of the interlockable. So now we've added a bit of outline to the added a black outline to sort of that white boundary area. Okay, we're gonna go with a thin outline. Right, there is no tree at the moment, right. So we still have the problem where the tree is still growing from the top. But we'll ignore that for now, and then let's I guess since we're not using this tree anymore, we can actually bend this. Yeah, this water, the shadow on the water looks really weird. I need to get back to the tree. I'm still having problems with the frame rate. All right. Hey! Orlando Bloom is here. Well, I know that there's a shadow problem. I just saw it. I'm actually talking to Chris about it. Yeah, the biggest problem is the frame rate, though. Well, hold on. Let's turn off the water controllers and see if maybe I just feel like it has to be the water because there isn't really anything else going on in the scene. Yeah, without water, I'm at 60 frames per second. Hey, 0 times 0961H. Hello, welcome. Currently having problem with water, which has given us a lot of problem for quite some time. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Zern. I guess I think you're in the UK, right? So I guess this is a much more reasonable time than when we've done it in the past. Well, than the evening stream times. Yeah. What the heck? Alright, I am getting a ton of problems with this, so let's... Just gonna take a screenshot of it and send it to Chris. Errors with water. Thin outline 1, thin outline 2. I don't know how well you guys can see it. I think I prefer 2's a lot thinner than 1. I like 2. Error messages with water. Let's take a look at what the problem is here. So it's something going on with the wrapping where this is happening, where the will wrap issue. And Gino. Yeah, it was, it's a little bit repetitive, at least at the beginning. Yeah, but the world map is very, very, very difficult to work with. It is all about, the Fez is really about the New Game Plus thing. That's sort of, it's like, the game exists just so you can have a New Game Plus, which is sort of what's brilliant about it. But yeah, so we're getting a ton of errors with, check below position. Yes. I'm using meditative to describe my word. Oh, come on. Hey, X-Tyler73, how's it going? You ate a taco one time. Burritos, also known as world wrapping. Oh, is it because we had World Wrap Manager turned off? Okay, it seems like it was we had roll wrapping turned off for some reason. It does bring it down to half. But let me try this some more. Oh god, the tree. It's growing in from the side, which is a problem. Let's actually play with fucking, how do I change the color of this? You know what, let's move this scene away. So... So yeah, as you can see, we have color fading now, but I can't change the color of the water. Yeah, the Zelda S water still needs a lot of work. It's like too blue right now. And I'm a little confused as to why I can't set the color of the water. Just as a test, let's make it green and see if this actually changes. Okay, so it is changing. The problem is that this is happening way too... like, whatever this color is, it's way too bright. It's way too light. I need the water to look a lot more saturated. Can't type. Greetings, Scar. You are addicted to water, as am I. Hey, Garlando Bloom, by the way, the architecture images did turn out really well, eh? I am very, very happy with those. I think we're going to be doing a lot more of them. Why is this not changing anything? Set alpha to 1. That makes no difference. Alright, so we direct the water there, and then now we're going to jump off. So 0 times 0961H. Is there an easier way to... is there like a shorter version of the name? 961. I might just say 961. Time to be an on-call ninja. Oh, man. Wait, it seems the bugs happen. Seems the bug happens when player... So like when you loop around once, for some reason now the frame rate gets completely screwed up. Yeah, that's basically unplayable. 0x0961. Alright, greetings, Kurt, you're back. X0961, yeah, man. Okay, so it seems like the problem happens once we get the water going, but once we jump off and come back down, then the frame rate just drops, just tanks. Like, it's okay, right now we're running at 30 frames per second. which is not great because this is a test level. So ideally, we would like to run it a lot higher. Yeah, it seems like every time the player loops, the frame rate drops. I don't know if it's a problem with Unity. I think it's a problem with our code. Because, like, let's turn off all the water controllers. And just see what happens when we don't have water, but we are looping. Oh man, I'm super exhausted. Alright, we're at 50 frames per second. What the heck? We loop back around and now we're back up to 50. No, soil patch should not have shadow. Right, but it seems like it's actually a problem with the water. In fact, we are going to try to see when the water loops back around. So I think that's actually exactly when. I think it's when the water loops that we get that the frame rate drops. Yep. Yeah. Let me just check that I have the latest version. Because it's also possible I didn't pull the latest build, which Chris did push. Man, I'm exhausted today. Nope, I have the latest version. Oh my god, water. Maybe we should just cut this feature. Yeah, see, it's running at like 30 frames per second once we have water in the scene, and then once it wraps around, it starts. It just goes down to. It's at now it's at 7. It's 9 frames per second. That's right. We would lose all the trees. Oh man, that's such like a key part though. Such a key mechanic. Oh god. This stream has just become about me like whining. Yikes. We are, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually gonna cut it. It's just, I'm just saying that because it's just been this huge source of frustration. But yeah, I think you're right. It's just like, you know, it's something that's gonna take time, and eventually we will fix it. I just happen to be a little bit tired. Alright, Chris found a fix for it. The game is now, that is totally updated. Yeah, Chris found a... I think Chris found a solution for that. Well, it's actually just, we did update the channel name. I think it's also just because Chris is, like, much more familiar with the inner workings of the water code, which is pretty messy. Title is indeed fixed. So actually let me pull the latest build. Alright, so Chris just put up an update, and I think this might okay, so now we're definitely getting better frame rate. Except now the mesh has disappeared. And this is at an angle? What? Well, the frame rate is somewhat improved, but the water shouldn't have a shadow. No, there shouldn't. I don't think water should have a shadow. Yeah, actually, let me try this again. I am. Well, in this game, it's not very realistic water, but yeah, I think only with the latest push we had water for the mesh. I'm not sure what's going on, but we now the mesh is broken. Yeah, we are now down to 11 frames per second again. I mean, the roll wrapping is definitely it's worse when the water loops. In fact, I think what's happening is something to do with the way the water is wrapping around. because without water, I think we actually get a really good frame rate. It definitely gets worse when the water starts to loop. So yeah, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and disable. I'm gonna go ahead and disable the water and just to see what happens. It's not really a length problem with the water. It's because the water does stop. It is not done with the geometry tessellation shader, but it probably should be. Like, we're thinking maybe of just having, well, there isn't much we can do if I don't. Let's try this. But yeah, we would actually like to eventually move it to a shader, to all the wool wrapping stuff, move it to a shader. I do believe it's possible, but I have to look into it some more. Yeah, because if we could push all the duplicates and stuff to the, if we could push most of that, if we could offset most of that work to the GPU, then we can have the game running really well on consoles. Right now, we might just have to cut out some stuff. Ah, there's the water. Right, so you can see where we have the water join the previous water stream. We actually end the chain there. So, it seems like this is fine. Maybe it's when you start bending and wool wrapping. I mean, we're still at 30 frames per second, which inside the editor is actually really good. Okay, where did this stream? Why isn't it coming down? Ah, okay, so it seems like it's not so much with wrapping, but if we have water bending and wrapping. Ooh. Yeah, it seems to be because we just tested with red water right now, and that kept going to see if it's only the wool wrap that's causing it. Sure, we can do that. I mean, we can just turn off. We could just turn off the. I'm pretty sure it's actually a combination of water and wrapping together. So let's go ahead. Orlando Bloom's suggestion. So I think I'm gonna take a nap right after this. Yeah, well, actually, first, let's just wrap it without doing anything. How the Not sure why it's like not letting me select just the child. Anyway, alright. Stuff Matt does, we did not actually correct the edge detection shader. We've changed some stuff, so I think it just looks slightly different now. Oh god, blue water. Wait, is it because of the, It's fucking A. The mesh was missing because we set the emission strength to, we set the alpha to 1, because it doesn't, okay, I guess it doesn't get reapplied until, it doesn't update it during runtime. And material is one of those things where it saves the settings. God. Alright. So yeah, I don't see with wrapping alone. Check this out, right? With wrapping alone, we're not getting any problems. But as soon as we start bending, I mean, it is. Oh man, it's like what? Huh, interesting. Yes, but you also need to see the water when it's coming down. You need to see the water in full. This is such a hard problem to replicate. I have no idea how to do this. Because right now the frame rate is fine, but we do have bending and water going on. I don't. So this is yes, the water is made up of a bunch of small pieces. But yeah, I do need some sleep, man. This is, by the way, Garlando Bloom, this is your test, where there is no, the water isn't being wrapped around. So you can see here, we're not wrapping it, it's just going to keep. Oh, never mind, it doesn't keep going, because it, no wait, it's still wrapping. I think adding that script actually doesn't affect it, so... yeah, the wrapping is happening. No, it seems like that actually doesn't have anything to do with the script. The wrapping for the water actually works very differently than the way it does for water. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. I mean, part of me wonders if this just isn't the best way to be doing water. Like, maybe there's a much more efficient way to do it if we just figured out exactly what the rule set is and then learn to take advantage of that. But yeah, I think there's just something going on in the code. Yeah, look, we're now down to 9 frames per second. We're hovering around 15. By the way, if you are new and you are enjoying the stream, you should definitely follow, as it helps the channel grow. Yeah, you see, if you just like leave it running, the frame rate drops down to 6. And it's possible this has to do with, you know what? I think I know what the issue is. It might be this piece, because the way it's sort of like tricking, it's screwing up the way the water is generating a bit. I'll explain a bit later, but basically you don't want the collision to keep continuing, because then it tricks the water coming in from the other side. Okay, interesting. So it seemed like it was that, although it's still... Oh, you know what? It wasn't actually part of the code, but it was more a part of this, Alright, guys, so... Well, no, we figured it out. So actually, this is the problem, and this is something that Chris told me about yesterday, which is that it's that we can actually get away with quite a lot of stuff. This is actually, I think this is my fault, because Chris told me about this. It's with this geometry. So notice this one, the way you see this block, right? So the green is the border where the wheel wrapping is happening, and we have this green block, and it actually does get replicated here. The problem with this instance of it, there is no collision. This is purely visual, which is actually a problem, because that means that if the player comes here, which is within the wheel wrapping, you're not going to, you can't even land on this stuff. So right, so that's actually, this isn't the way we do it. But the problem that this is having here is that it's causing the water to get tricked into not bending, and then the water comes back through the other instance. like, what you would like to do is something like this. Right. So what's happening is that it's sort of tricking the water. So what you actually need to do is you need to break it here and then have it come back. No, we could shift the entire level. I'm just saying, like, that's, this is a good example of... We do actually have that. It's not so easy, like, David actually wrote here to set roll wrap bounds for hierarchy. So what's happening, you'll see here, but I don't want to do that because it actually moves some stuff around. Okay, right, so basically you can see what's going on here is that the water is being tricked into running, right, so when the water hits, wait a minute, yeah, you can see it's happening here too. What's going on is you see the water gets screwed up because it comes back down from the other side. So yeah, I think actually what we should do here is we should just shift the entire water area down. So we are just going to move this. Well, the entity list is growing, so the entity list isn't really growing, but we do have it's actually an object pool. It's really the roll wrap overlap. Yeah, it's a roll wrap overlap because watch if we get rid of that. If we get rid of it, right, which is so we know that this is the piece. When it's lined up, that's causing the problems. If we are, so watch now where there isn't that roll wrap overlap happening, we're actually gonna, it's going to result. So, and this is actually, Chris actually totally explained it to me yesterday. I just totally forgot about it, or rather, I guess I thought I moved it, but I didn't. But you can see now, well, this piece, right? But the water isn't gonna land now. Watch where the water is happening. Right? Or rather... Right, so now you can see it sort of being normal, coming down, and just wrapping. And you can see here we're not getting a frame rate problem. It was really just the way that we had that overlapping setup, which is not the way it would be normally. So anyway, what I want to do now is actually just go back and let's move all the trees into this. So we're going to move all the trees into the water area. See if you can get that stair step thing to work without overlapping the edge. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it where I can. First, I just want to make sure I have all the trees as part of. These are some. This is the thing with the probular test. I'm gonna move them in here. So that we can move this entire area together. Okay, so there's still that tree. Okay, UI, let's hide you. So I'm not constantly clicking on you. These two blue blocks, let's move them into the water test area as well. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to enable this, and we're actually just going to move the whole thing back. Oh right, of course we are forgetting the stairs. So now this whole thing should be safely within the container of our, should be safely within our world wrap bounds. So we want to do, who was it that suggested this problem anyway? Right, so the idea is that this would come down, we want to make a step, this would come down, flow down, hit this, flow down, hit this, right, and then continue sort of moving forward like that. Someone wanted to know if this would work. Yes, it would. Well, actually, this we'll take out the last two since they're not really necessary, and we can try. Hey, test runner, how's it going? Game developer sleeps on stream. So we can see this one, the first instance of the water has happened. Or, well, it looks like it missed the gap. Okay, wait a minute. So this is water. It's coming down. Right. It missed. We didn't have the first gap long enough. And I'm going to just go ahead and delete this piece because it's blocking my view. You just woke up. Interesting, because I am actually just about to fall asleep. I'm like super exhausted. It's not. It wasn't with the object. It was. The issue was with. The issue was with the water. Like when you had the box kind of continue forward outside of the will wrap boundaries, it tricked the water. But yeah, anyway, you can see that, right? So you can see we're not really having issues with frame rate right now, even though we are doing the step. So yeah, so like you can create water like this, but you can see now we have the water sort of safely contained inside the world bounds. It's like you can't have it keep continuing moving forward through the world wrap world bounds, basically. So yeah, I think I can't remember who had the question. So yeah, now you can see it finally wraps. So this is right. The waterfall falls off from here, and then it lands back up from above, and then comes back around and around. So we do have a looping water. So that was really the problem, which Chris did tell me about. I mean, like I think. I do think there are some instances, like you can see now, it is something like that, yeah. I'm actually gonna check in with Chris later this weekend to review the water. I need to, at some point, also understand the code. So you can see here we're basically having the water, now the loop is closed on itself. But yeah, like even here we're still, we're still running it. Like there is sort of a drop in frame, but I think this is not due to the same problem, because like we are still mostly, even with all this water, we are above. We're in the teens right now. We're at 24, so I mean it fluctuates. But the thing is that it does mean it was really it's not down to like 2 frames per second. Anyway, yeah, I think this looks really cool, and definitely is something special, so I think this will stay in the game. So I need to fix all that. Then there's the interlockables. Also, on Friday, for the game design critique, we're actually going to be looking at Assault Android Cactus. Android Cactus. So, this is the game that we will be checking out on Friday. We will be talking to... I think we're going to be talking to Sanatana, but I'm not... I don't know Jeff. I think Tim will be there as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, I imagine once we start honing down optimization, like we really haven't done a serious optimization pass yet, and but I think we should be doing that soon. And once we start doing that, I think that's going to make a big difference in the performance of the game. I mean, we do have. This game is just made out of blocks. There's no textures, there's no characters, there's no AI. So I really think we should be able to optimize it so that it's running really well. So anyway, that's green water. Which we wanted to work with. Let's work on the red water. Right. Yeah, and we don't want to be we don't really want to be CPU bound. So I imagine there's a lot we can do. So anyway, where is the red water? Hello, red water. But you know what's really annoying is the way it's now selecting the... Why are you not... Why is this not selecting the child? You know, usually when you have the, like, I don't... What? Why is it... I don't understand why it's selecting the entire parent and not the child. Yeah, we would like to. I mean, I still don't fully understand the problem right now, but the idea is that we would like to eventually offload most of the stuff to the GPU. Whew. No, but I think we can do a lot of stuff. I mean, definitely with the world wrapping, I think we can do a lot of stuff there. We will be talking to. I think we'll start working. You know, we're gonna start asking the NVIDIA engineers some questions about how we can best optimize this setup that we have here. Right, and we are going to start working with Redwater. Garbage collection. Yes, you are able. There is a profiler, and you can use it. Of course, also just like often updating Unity, you get kind of pretty big performance gains. Not very big, but not insignificant either. Yeah, like, there's also this problem where the water appears to be too thin. Could also just be the color, though. So this is an interesting problem, right? Because I want the, Oh, come on! Not sure what's going on. Take some screenshots. Come on! Turn, water! The problem with this puzzle is you have to, like, walk down all these steps and then you're like, oh, actually I was a little bit off. Then if you miss, you gotta go through the giant fall all over again. Yeah, see, this would be a really bad puzzle because it sort of requires you to guess the position, which is just painful. Like that one, you should just have 3, so you can bring it down and then bring down another cube. Like having the player guess where it is just not a lot of fun. Yep, I was off. So it was even more. Walking on the water. I'm totally playing the game the way it's meant to be played. By breaking it all the time. So yeah, this would be a very awful puzzle. Okay. It is 4:52 now. I'm going to end the stream here. Just because I am insanely tired. And I'm going to take a nap. Anyway, thanks you all for tuning in. If you are new and you like the stream, you should follow. Tomorrow's stream will be at in the evening, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Thursday we'll be back to 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So Tuesday, Thursday in the afternoon, Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the evening, all Central Time. On Friday, we are going to be talking to Witchbeam. They are based in Australia. We're going to be talking to them about the design of a salt android cactus, which is actually coming out very soon. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, thank you all for tuning in, for checking out the stream. Oh, and I did want to show you guys some pictures. Should I just show you guys on the Twitter? But yeah, there's going to be more information about this upcoming show, but these are the prints. Installed them today. It looked really, really good. The abstract ones especially turned out really well. Yeah, and this one in the middle turned out the best, I think, with the line work. There needs to be some... with this one, I think we actually need to blow it up a lot bigger and then have it sampled down. But yeah, it's very, very cool. There will be more information about this coming up soon. And then next week, Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday is the big news day. So everybody get your social media retweet button fingers ready. I'm going to need some help spreading some news. But yeah, Wednesday, new name, and a bunch of other stuff. So, I'll see you guys later.